and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Welcome to District 4 Membership Training Workshop. My name is David Sturdy. I'm the Department Vice Commander for District 4. This time I'd like to introduce our alternate National Executive Committeeman, Gino Grady.
I'm going to put this on.
Further introductions.
Whoop.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the great county of Ocean.
Whoop.
That's what it's all about here at the Hidden. There she is.
There she is. Elena Jen.
And I want to say thanks to all the facilitators that are here today. You're going to learn a lot of stuff that we need to have. Our American Legion is changing, and we have to have the tools here. The tools are available. We just got to make sure that you are in your hands and that you know how to do it. And it's so important you bring it back to the other posts in your county, so that way we're all up and knowledgeable about what we're doing. All of us don't know all the answers, but we know somebody that does. Rich Godfrey. But like I said, thank you for taking the time to be here, to be able to help out our American Legion. And this is what we need to do to have our membership grow and for what we do. It's so important, and we publicize the events that we do to show our veterans that we're here for all of our veterans, to show our community what we do for our veterans, and why our mission is so important and why we continue it. And our mission hasn't changed in 105 years. So with that being said, I'm very honored to be able to introduce to you a gentleman from Post 211 in Sayreville who has done a tremendous job. He's halfway through his year as Department Commander, making a lot of visits, doing a lot of changes. Really, he's got a great project. He's making some great strides. He's Bishop.
Thanks, Dean. You hear me? Just want to welcome everybody. Thank the post commander at 455, Tony, Richie, all these guys. Good turnout. So pay attention and learn. Learn what you can. Couple introductions. We got some pretty heavy today. We have some past department commanders here. ANEC Gino Grady. Past Department Commander Chuck Robbins. Past Department Commander Steve Fisher. And I have Department Vice Commander, your own Dave Studi, where you go. Sophia DeMott. Kenny Polchapek, our historian. And Randy Guzard, our Master at Arms. Oh, and Ellis Marples. There he is, just walked in the door. Department Vice Commanders. So this is a great training tool. Rich is, he'll tell you where we are in membership. We're doing great. We've got to keep up the good work. We want to make it over the top this year, and we've got a pretty good chance of doing that. So please learn what you can from these guys. Take it back to your post and try to get everybody involved. And it's all about membership. So thank you. Have a great day.
So at this time, I'll bring up our Department Membership Chair, Rich Godfrey, for the course to start.
Oh, I don't think I need that. So welcome. Thank you all for coming today. Why is mylegion.org? Anybody know? How do we know what's going on in our county, our posts, and our districts? Without that, we know nothing. So important, especially with the incoming officers this coming year, that you make sure you get your officers report into department so it gets to national. Because if you don't have that in, there's no way that you're going to get a sign-on. How many people have sign-ons? How many people have registered with My Legion? Anybody not? Andy, you there? You got a sign-on?
Yeah, I have a sign on.
All right. So it's really important, that sign-on, because with that, you can pull up all the information you need to make changes. All right, so before I get started, I just want to liven this up a little bit. And I want to give you some good news. As of today, well, Monday, she'll be sending in the 328 going in to national. We will be at 28,138, and we'll be at 85.42% by Monday. Just because we're ahead of the curve, we need to make it by the 14th, 90%. If we push real hard, we're going to make that. At 90% by the 14th of next month, there's no doubt about it. New Jersey, we're going over the top this year.
There you go.
We're going to show national what New Jersey's about. We have an incoming national vice commander sitting amongst us. We're going to show national what Jersey's about. We're going over the top this year. We all going to work together to do that? Yeah. Do I have a yes on that? Yes. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm going to play a little something. This is a past national commander. And we were out at National Membership Workshop. I'm going to play this a little bit, liven up, and then we'll move forward on some stuff. Let's see here. All right, so...
Now, folks, we're going to hear from past National Commander and current Illinois Department Adjutant, Marty Knatzer. Marty has been an inspiration to me for many, many years and a good friend. And I am confident that we will all benefit from his thoughts and ideas on membership. So please join me in welcoming PNC Marty Knatzer.
Well, when they asked me to do this, I was a little concerned. I have no idea why they would do that. I'll be honest with you. Look around this room. How many of you have been to more than one of these? So we got a pretty good amount of first-timers. But what are your expectations for what's going to happen here? I want you to each think about what you thought was going to happen here. And it isn't. If you were looking for the one big thing that was going to turn your state around and make you successful, it's not here. But there's 100 little things that are going to turn your state around that are here. The best practices, refining what you're doing right. We had 48 departments that were 90% or better. Now, I come from a sales background. I'm two things everybody loves. I was a military recruiter and a used car salesman. It don't get any better than that, folks. If they gave me a sales force that 7 were already exceeding 100%, 19 were above 95%, and a total of 48 out of 55 departments, 54 departments, 54, 55, whatever it is. We're at 90% or better, I'd be happy. As a sales manager, as a leader, tell me I only have to increase the proficiency of my team by less than 10%. Think about that for a minute. Many of you are doing great things right now. You've got to do them better, and you got to do more of them. But you've got the core of success in this room right now. Now, they're going to talk to you about tools, how to use your tools more efficiently. That's important. They should have taught me. how to hold that microphone up. I'm used to walking and talking. I have a hard time staying behind the podium. But think about it. Think about what you're doing good at your post level, at your district levels, zone levels, division levels, whatever you call them. You're doing good things. Maybe not enough of them, but you're doing good things. Take the advice, take the tools that they're going to show you to refine and do what you're doing right now better. And there is no one answer that will solve all of our problems. The only thing that you can do is listen to each other, listen to the instructors, and pick up the ideas that you can take back to your department to make it better. That's as simple as it is. There is no one single answer that will fix everyone's problems. So there, this is about your tools. My dad was a general contractor and a carpenter later in life. He was a finished carpenter. And he always, every one of the sons had to learn a trade. So one was a roofer, one was a plumber, one was an electrician. I was the electrician. Thank goodness, because I hate plumbing. But he taught us how to use tools. And he used this one pretty, move your arm. He used this one pretty good. When one of us got out of line, he always knew how to use this tool. So we were family. You couldn't get away from that. But how many of you in here are trying to use this tool too much? How many of you here are trying to tell people what the hell they're going to do? And when they say why, your answer is because I told you so. Folks, that message won't work. You'll see these little green cards on your chair. And I stole this from somebody else. They call that research. If you steal from two or more, it's research. Leadership is not dictatorship. Just because you've got this office doesn't make you God. And we do way too much of that at every level. The other side of that little card, it says leadership is getting members to do a job and having fun doing it. How many of you are getting rich off the American Legion? I don't know too many. We do it because we believe in what we are. But we do it because we enjoy it. The friendships, the camaraderie. Why do you think it's so important we have face-to-face meetings? You know, I have people that I've known for years. This is the first opportunity I've seen them in quite some time. Because we have fun doing the work that we do. Let's not forget that. As leaders, from district level up, that's important. You can't fire a volunteer, but they can damn well quit. So think about it. Think about what you're trying to accomplish. Those are some of my thoughts. I really wondered why they would want me to say much. And I do apologize. I've got a couple other thoughts here I want to go over. What makes you successful? What makes you successful as a leader? It's getting people to do things that they really want to do, but you've got to show them. We've got an organization full of great leaders. We've got an organization full of great followers. How many times can you see a group of good legionnaires and no one's leading them? No one's standing up and saying we're all going to go in this direction. If you do, they all go that direction with you, don't they? I've got a post in Central Illinois, the Cultural Center of America, DeLand, Illinois, a town of 450 people. We burnt to the ground in 2008. And the reason I remember it so vividly is my wife had gotten the nod to be children and youth and start through being to national president. We were at our oratorical contest in Peoria, Illinois. I'd gotten champagne and roses for the room, invited all of the Illinois leadership up to celebrate Sharon taking her first step. Right after I'd made the toast, the phone rang and says, your post is burning to the ground. And there's one good thing about the phone and there's one bad thing. They were sending me pictures of my post burning to the ground while I was trying to celebrate with my wife. But that little town, 450 people, 90-member post, 80-some auxiliary, and about 90 sons, got together and said, what are we going to do? I said, well, we could take the insurance money, $170,000, and put it in the bank and meet at the library and go on. We could build a 24 by 24 building with one bathroom in it and it would do what we wanted, or we could build a community center. If you come to my post, it looks like a community center. You can shut the bar off and never see anything to do with alcohol. We say you get married there and you get buried there. The churches all have basement kitchens, so they come for funeral dinners, they do it in my building. We built almost a $500,000 building. True money was $376,000 and never borrowed a penny in a town of 450 people. You sold the idea that it was going to be there and we're all going that direction. And they got behind it, and we went that direction, and we accomplished things. In this day and age, people told us we couldn't accomplish. You can do the same thing. The most important person in this room right now is the district commander. They are the closest to where they can make the most difference to post. People look at me and say, man, you're a past national commander, that's great. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was an experience of a lifetime. But my impact to post was very different as national commander, as a state commander, as a division commander, or zone commander. But that district commander is the first step. Their attitude and their approach to post makes all the difference in the world. I had a guy, Dave Harris, I'll even name him by name, my Illinois people recognize the name right away, was a race to the top winner in our district. In our state, we haven't had one. Was a good guy, and you know what his one thing that he credits getting, he had 22 posts and 19 of them were over 100%. You know what he credited that to? Every time he went to a post meeting, he went 1 hour early, had their expired list, and went and knocked on 2 people's doors for the post he was visiting that day. Now that's a pretty simple idea. Never gave it any thought at that time. So he would go in, and the post, he would say during his presentation of what was going on in the Legion and what programs, and here's 2 of your members that I stopped by and visited with on the way here tonight. And he's like me, it's hard to say no to me when you see me in person. It's easy on the phone, it's easy in a letter, it's not so easy when you're standing on the front porch to say no to you. But that single thing he credited for making him a race to the top commander. Think about it. I was listening to 2 district commanders from 2 different states yesterday afternoon, each one telling what they were doing that was working well for them. That's what this conference is about. Sure, we're going to talk to you about tools. We're going to talk to you how to use those tools more effectively. But there's more knowledge sitting right here than there is sitting up here. I'll guarantee it. So don't be bashful. Talk about what you're doing right and share that information. Not everyone thinks they're a salesman. It scares people to death to walk up and say, do you want to join the American Legion? Well, quit saying that. When you see a veteran walk up and say, where do you belong now? If they say no, then you've got the entrance to say, where do you live? We got a great post close to there. And here's what we do. Those are the little things. The instructions here in the next 2 days will be great. And they'll teach you how to use that tool more effectively. But what you pick up, that 10%, is going to come from the good ideas you hear from each other. It's going to come from the good ideas from our instructors. It's going to come from our good ideas that our marketing's doing. But if you came here looking for one thing that was going to fix your problem, you came to the wrong place. If you came with the idea and an open mind to look at other things, and will every idea work in every post? Of course not. My post in beautiful downtown D-Land really doesn't care much about what works in Chicago. It's just different. The task of being a salesperson or being a good leader is to be able to look at your team, know their strengths, and use those strengths. Don't try to make everybody just like you. That's the closest I ever came to failure. I was a great salesman and a great recruiter because I didn't lie to nobody. I don't know how to take that. But I thought everybody should recruit or sell just the same way I did. And I came close to failing as a leader because I wanted everybody to be a little Marty Canancer. Didn't work. And a wise old sergeant major at that time take me off to the side and said, "You're a dumbass." I took great offense at that. But when he got through explaining what he meant, I had to agree with him. That leadership is about looking at your team and using the strength of your team. You've got people on your team, you've got posts that are strong, you've got posts that are weak. Nobody wants to fail. I have not found one well, I did in Oregon. I take that back. I tell that story, but it's too long. Give me a drink here, please. I'll have to apologize. I have some throat problems. And I promised Jay I'd keep this to 15 minutes. No one wants to fail. When you go to a post as a district officer, that post has probably tried everything that they can think of. And are ready to give up. Have you heard that? Your job is to bring that new idea. Your job is to bring that new excitement. The one thing that they can do better. Can turn a post around. Like I say, please, think about the little green card. Stick it in your wallet as you go around, and think about that. And as you go through this weekend, remember, it's the little thing that's going to make the difference. You're going to hear an idea that, dang, that'll work down my district. That'll work in this post. That'll work. You're already 90% there. We're not looking for a 30% improvement. We're looking for a 10% improvement. Keep that in mind. Many times a post say, I can't make those. I can't make those goals. Well, they can. You take it a little at a time. And with that, I'm going to have to stop. My voice is about done. But I do appreciate the opportunity to speak. Still don't understand why you did that, but I do appreciate the opportunity. And please, keep your mindset to look for the things that are going to help you. Either do a project you're doing now better, or one you might not have even thought about. Thank you.